but God came and blessed me. I guess it was part of the plan. How he on fire, but he cool as a fan. Can't get it.
Guys, what's the word? Rainy day outside today. Why your ego will always keep you stuck, no matter what. And I'm qualified to talk on the subject because I had the motherfucking highest ego. Nobody could tell me shit. I was out in the street doing dumb shit, getting to the money. And anytime somebody would tell me something, I'll be like, what the fuck are you telling me? You're broke. Get the fuck out of here. I'm getting to the money. Get away from me. I'm getting to this chicken. Why most people will not achieve what they want because of the ego, right? There's two things. You either have a growth mindset or you have a fixed mindset. You could go from a fixed mindset into a growth mindset 100%, but you have to make the decision and be willing to grow and to give up your ego. If you have an ego, you will never have a growth mindset, because when it comes to having a growth mindset, you need to be willing to accept when you're wrong. You need to be willing to learn from people that are in the position that you want to be in. You need to be willing to know that you don't have all the answers. You need to be willing to understand that although you might have knowledge, you could still learn from other people every single day. A fixed mindset, you think that you don't need to learn. You think that you know it all. You think that any information that somebody gives you is quote unquote bullshit and you could do it better. You could figure it out better. There's a difference between being very confident in your ability to perform certain tasks and just having a fixed mindset. Because being very confident in your ability to perform very tasks is very, very helpful, as long as you have the growth mindset that says, let me learn from you, let me implement it, and once I implement it and see that it works, let me learn how to scale from it. This is where you guys don't understand it. Most of you guys want to get in shape. Most of you guys want to become rich, want to become millionaires. But let's take the fitness aspect into it, because I'm a strong believer that it all starts there. That's why I preach fitness and mindset. It all starts here, but it all starts as well as your physique. If your physique is garbage, then most likely what's up here is trash as well. But if your physique is if you're in very good shape, it represents of what's up here. So let's say you want to get in the best shape of your life, and I tell you, hey, listen, like I had a conversation with somebody yesterday where they were like, oh yeah, I want to get to 315 on the bench and squat 400 pounds. And I'm like, okay, yeah, bet. Yeah, that's you could do that. What's your macros looking like? Oh, what's that? Oh, I don't know. I just work out. Bro, what are you doing? Another example. Somebody told me a while back was diagnosed with as a pre-diabetic, and would ask me, hey, what do you think about if I do this and that? And I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's pretty fucking stupid. If you're diagnosed as a pre-diabetic, stop fucking consuming all the seed oils. Stop drinking. First things first, stop drinking. You know the amount of sugars is in alcohol. Stop drinking. Then let's talk about something else. Let's start there, and then let's talk about something else. Oh, but I take this vitamin, and I take this vitamin, and I'm drinking this thing, and I'm drinking that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Are you asking me because you want to grow, or are you asking me because you want me to tell you to basically tell you what you want to hear? Because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. That's the definition of a fixed mindset. Let me ask him these questions. See what he tells me. Hopefully he tells me what I want to hear. And if he doesn't tell me what I want to hear, try to convince him why what I'm doing is the right way. No, bro. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And the first step into you have to drop the ego, or you'll never grow. Once you understand that, once you drop the ego, allow yourself to grow, and you're willing to grow. If that's what you want to do, if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to grow. You recognize you have an ego. You got to let go of the ego. And by doing that, you develop a growth mindset. You start attracting things into your life. That it sounds so fucking stupid and so fucking corny, but it's true. This is your ego. Once you let go of the ego a little bit and start developing a growth mindset and say, you know what? Because your ego is 100% controllable. Once you let go of your ego a little bit and start developing a growth mindset, you say, you know what? I will listen to other people and I'll allow them to teach me. And I will learn from the things that I don't. And from the things that I do think that I know, I will still listen to them and see what I could learn from it. Digest and see what I could learn from it. And once you start learning and allowing yourself to learn and implementing the steps that they are teaching you, you will start seeing results. Because if you're not seeing any type of results right now when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to your personal development, when it comes to your life, your finances, and you have an ego, don't you think that is the exact explanation of the exact reason of why you're not seeing any progress? Because your ego is so fucking high that it's preventing you from growing. When is enough enough? And like, yes, do it 100% for yourself, but also do it for your family. Regardless if you have kids or not, regardless if you have a girl or not, you still have a mother, you still have a father, or you still have siblings. Do it for them. How much longer would you allow your ego to be the reason why you're stuck in the same cycle? Because your fixed mindset only allows you to listen to yourself and tell yourself that you know more than everybody else in the world. You need to develop a growth mindset. You need to allow knowledge to be your teacher, others to be your teacher. Learn from others mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. I made so many fucking mistakes because I had such a high ego. Once I let go of the ego and I allowed myself to be taught by others, allowed myself to be coachable, spent thousands and thousands of dollars paying for memberships and paying for mentors and paying for coaches to show me their ways because they walked the path that I wanted to walk. If I had an ego, I would have not done that, because for the longest, I would look at somebody's video, hear what they have to say, and be like, okay, I got it. I could figure it out on my own. I don't need you anymore. No, I failed every time. My ego was not allowing me to grow. Because you cannot just take the knowledge that somebody gives you one day and apply. 1 out of a million might be able to do it, but most people can't take the knowledge that somebody gives them one day and say, you know what, I don't need you anymore. I got it. It doesn't work like that. You need that consistent accountability, the consistent knowledge, the consistent steps of them showing you, hey, I see that you implemented what I told you, but you did forget to implement this. I see that you started tracking your macros, but you're not practicing progressive overload at the gym with your workouts. So let's continue applying, tracking your macros. Let's start applying progressive overload at the gym. And let's start implementing 30 minutes of cardio every day, zone 2. Let's do that, right? Let's see where you're at. Okay. Now you're seeing progress. Now you're seeing results. Now you're looking in the mirror and you're like, damn, you realize how close-minded you were because of your fixed mindset, because of your ego. Once you allowed your ego to disappear, once you completely beat the shit out of your ego, destroyed it, took that shit out of your life, you allowed yourself to start growing and start seeing results. And don't confuse ego with confidence. It's two completely different things. It's one thing to be confident, it's one thing to have an ego. Confidence, you still have a growth mindset. You allow yourself to grow, and since you're growing by the knowledge that you're acquiring and the accountability that you're acquiring by other people, you're allowing yourself to grow. You're allowing your confidence to strengthen up. When you have an ego, you don't listen to nobody. It's your way or the highway. You might think it's confidence, but it's just your ego. So I'm gonna leave it there. And remember this: eliminate your ego so you could grow. Go from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset so your confidence can explode to another level. All right?